and welcome to Add More Zest. And my name's Rebecca, and it is time to work on my Heaven and Earth design painting today, while I give you some updates. Okay, let me scoot, try and make sure I've got both things in. Today has been crazy. But anyway, it's all good. It's all good. Let's get some 310 out. We only have a little bit today. But I'm using the tray and pen that actually launch this evening. So it is launch evening, which is, yes, all good. Launch is all prepped. Launch is not today's headache. But yeah, very quick update. US shipping is resumed. I will be updating the tab on the website as soon as I finish this video. But basically, I'm filming this video on Friday the 29th, so it's filmed the same day. I've actually delayed filming this video to ensure that I could give you the update, basically. I knew that US shipping and things had all been paused due to the way the tariffs have to be paid. So for anybody that doesn't know, the de minimis, I think that's how you pronounce it, which basically allowed any goods under $800 to be shipped into the US without tariff charges, has been removed. It was supposed to be removed in 2027, and the decision was made to bring it forward to the 29th of August, which has sent every country across the globe either scrambling or not able to do anything about it, because the decision was also made that they have to be paid before the goods enter the country. As far as I'm aware, that is because the US does not have a system set up to collect those goods on that many parcels. That's my understanding as to the reason they expect the other countries to have a system up to do it. Some countries do, some countries don't. So one option was potentially for us to use a courier. Couriers often, of course, take parcels that are above the 800. So therefore they are used to collecting tariffs, and they have systems in place for it. However, the charges via them, or at least the administration charges, are often extremely high. We have been, as a country, have been luckier than others who don't have solutions, but our carrier service that we use, which is Royal Mail, that then goes on to USPS, had systems in place for other countries that were optional. So it's a lot of setup on our end, and I am looking into it for EU customers. But there is at least a system in place to collect EU tariffs before shipment. It's a lot more complicated than the US, but the system is in place there. So therefore, Royal Mail was able to extend that to the US, and they have scrambled over the last month to get that system in place. It had some teething problems yesterday with account customers, which I am. but they have been resolved this morning. So any outstanding orders to the US, not including Advent, because that's not due to ship yet, is going out today. They are all labelled up, ready to be shipped today. But yeah, there are a couple of things that haven't quite been set up. So in relation to the way we post, so just to try and explain it so that you guys understand, or you American peeps understand, we have, in the UK, we have 3 different types of mail, is what we sort of call it. So we have what is classed as a letter. So anything that is less than 5mm thick, A5 in size or smaller, is classed as a letter. Then we have what's called a large letter, which is about the size of our normal boxes. So about a bit bigger than A4. And the idea is that that will fit through a letterbox, which is something that pretty much every house in the UK has. I say pretty much, there'll be some that don't. But there's what's classed as a large letter, and then anything above that, up to certain measurements, is classed as a parcel. So we have, in effect, 3 different tiers of postage. We only use the 2, the large letter and the parcel postage and weights. And even though other countries don't have the same sort of system, our pricing was still done according to the same system. At the moment, due to the speed that this prepaid tariffs had to be set up, we currently, as business customers, can't send in the large letter format. We can only send in the parcel format. Now, a lot of our orders went out as parcels anyway, because they were above 500 grams. That automatically makes it a parcel. But some of our smaller orders had to go out went out as large letters at a cheaper rate. At the moment, we can't send at that rate. So we have had to make a couple of adjustments to US postal prices. Nothing has gone up by more than £1. I'm pretty sure nothing went up by more than £1. But it's still cost. If I'm going to say if we have the option to send as large letter again and therefore pay less, we'll put our prices back down. But it basically just means for smaller orders you may see a small increase in postage. But at the moment we are still going to absorb the tariff charge and the admin charge. At the moment, that is always going to be constantly under review. Once the actual charges start coming through to us and we start getting billed for them, we'll check things over and see whether it's something that we can still do. But yeah, US shipping is back open. You just may see a small increase in postage that may or may not stay. Clear as mud, is it not? But I am happy that all pending US orders are going out today, which is great. It's nice to see that they will be on their way, and duties are prepaid on those. So yeah, US shipping has resumed in time for launch tonight at 9 PM BST, British summertime. Hopefully this all doesn't affect us too much, but we shall see. We are just going with the flow here, people. Going with the flow. If it's not one thing, it's another. But it's all good. We're just going to keep at it. So yeah, I've been on the phone this morning clarifying a few things with Royal Mail. As of course, they have a lot of phone calls this morning. The lady I spoke to, oh, she was lovely. She was so taking it in her stride, and very much going with the flow. And I've just noticed that for some reason I've got one marked off there that I have not put down. What one is it? It's a 762. Let me just pop that one in. Don't know why I've marked that one off when I've not actually put it down. Yeah, lovely lady, very much taking it in her stride, but it was a good couple of hours until I could get through to somebody. Thank goodness for being able to put the phone on speaker and get some things done in the meantime. That's all I can say. Okay, I've done that one already. Gordon Bennett, I'm losing track on where I am. But yeah, other than that, good week. I think this week has disappeared. I've got no clear place on where it has gone. Probably because it is Megan's last week before all the kids are back to school next week. Which is probably why the week has gone so quick. Yeah, because Megan's trying to prep for the brand new school year. But anyway, let's get on to comments, questions, etc. And yeah, see what else is going on with people's lives at the moment. Lady Dax, she says she is doing alternate days, diamond painting and making cards at the moment. She says she's trying to even out the aches and pains. I get that feeling. It's different aches and different pains depending on what you're doing, isn't it? So yeah, I completely see why you're alternating between which ones that you're doing. I would love to say I found time to diamond paint, but I haven't. Oh, I know why this week's gone quick as well. We had a bank holiday Monday. So yeah, we had a bank holiday, which when you don't run your own business, it hits completely different to when you do. You feel like you've definitely lost the day, whereas when you're working for somebody else, it's like, it's fine. They get to cope with the missing a day's work. So yeah, we had a bank holiday. I did take most of the bank holiday off. Not at all, because we were getting things set up and prepped. Because Megan's back from Australia and over her jet lag. But yeah, I haven't got any diamond painting done. I did get a little bit of quilting done over the weekend, but not even a lot of that either. Yeah, I don't quite know where the whole bank holiday weekend went either. So yeah, crazy times. Hopefully I'll start getting some diamond painting in again soon. Nights are drawing in though, and I don't like it. Don't like it one little iota. Elliot says, hi Rebecca. They said, wow, they do like this image. And this is a comment on the Heaven and Earth design. It's something they wouldn't dream of doing. They've said, with it being black and white. But it does look amazing. Yeah, it is. It's surprising how many different colours, even though it's albeit only 15, but how many how much changes and variety and how much of the black and white image you can see with those 15 colours. It turns out stunning. Right, I need more diamonds. I've not filled up my diamond pots in I don't know how long. It's another thing I've not done properly. But we're going with the flow. Very much going with the flow. Because life has its busy times, as we all know, and I know full well things will calm down in a few months, she says. Oh, a bit of static sent that one flying, and that one. Get here. Actually, you can stay there. You can be that one. But yeah, I love how this diamond painting has turned out, or is turning out. We're getting a nice chunk done, and once the night's drawing a bit more and the advent is all packed and prepped, then I'm sure I will be getting more of both of my current diamond paintings done. And I'll be back to having loads of them finished and not enough time to de-kit them and kit my next one back up. Different kind of problem. Cat Lady, she says, oh, not quite. She's not quite got her craft room back. She said she had to change her, oh, hang on. Yeah, no, I'm all right. Yeah. She said she had to change her desk chair as her big chair didn't fit in her new space with the 2 desks. She says it can still be used at the adjustable table with her machine if needed. It's also been too hot up there to work, she said, so she's ordered a desk fan. We have had quite a few heat waves in the UK this year, I will say. We had one again last week. It's actually been a more usual summer week this week, which is basically warm, 20 odd degrees, fairly sunny, but lots of rain mixed in between. So we've had a lot of that. Right, let me just see if I can get these diamonds in here, because I didn't put them on a dryer sheet beforehand. I've just rubbed my dryer sheet over the tray. Okay, 5,200. I reckon we'll be opening more of these as well. But she says the tiles almost came off the walls, she says, on their own. But the wall underneath, she says, was in need of attention. One sander burnt out, she said, but Amazon brought us another one and it's much better. Well, that's always good. At least it was worth buying another one. She said today they removed the sticky back tiles from behind the stove. She says this was not an easy job. They've removed the tiles, but now they need to remove the adhesive, which is probably the harder part if it's not a very high quality sticky tile and just has ganky adhesive. She says nothing they've tried to get the sticky off has worked so far. So acetone down to hot soapy water. She says nothing has worked. Ugh. Makes you tempted to just chip all the plaster off and get it replastered. Take that plaster off and the adhesive with it. She says they need to move an electric socket before the worktop comes. She says so that is a job for the afternoon, for this weekend, which would have been last weekend. She said this bank holiday weekend, she says they'll also have a trip to a DIY for primer and inspiration. You gotta love DIY moments around the house, have you not? My house this last weekend got a bit of a blitz. Hubby did a little spot checking of the weeds and things and sorting that out, and we did make at least one trip to the tip, just to get rid of, well, the recycling centre, sorry, still call it the tip, to get rid of bits from my revamping the shop project, which the vlog will be up on Tuesday for non-members. It'll be up for members today. As I'm editing this video, I'll be making sure that other one is live. It is on YouTube, it's uploaded, just needs all its bits fixing, so it can go live. So yeah, revamped the shop, which was so much fun the other weekend, and it's been working so well. I actually got the first 50 advent packed this week. I think I'm going to put my batches down to 25 though, because 50, I just struggle with boxes to put things in before they get packed into the box, like when I'm setting it all up. So yeah, I think I'm going to go down to doing 25 at a time and then do the next 25. But yeah, I do this every advent. It's always working out the logistics of what's the magic number to feel like I'm moving, but also have enough space to be able to do it all. I also need to try and get some more footage of it as well. Grey Legrand, she says, funny about the smart bulb. She says she has a bunch in her house, and it all started, she says, with the new thermostat that was installed when she had to get a new heating/AC unit in 2018. She said it's nice to be in bed and holler, let's say Lexi, turn off bed, and the light goes out. She said she also has a smart plug for her Bamboo A1 Mini, and she can tell Lexi to turn on Bamboo. She says she can even turn the Roku TV in her craft room, she says, by asking Lexi to. She said it's fun to change the bulb colours too. She says she thinks salmon is her favourite, as it's like a warm glow of summer when the sun is going down. Yes, they definitely are fun for that, and there's some rooms that it's absolutely perfect for. It is just, sometimes they just don't work. So our hall and landing just doesn't work. Like, you're walking past the light switch anyway. We just automatically hit the light switch if we want the light on. Whereas some rooms, turning it off without having to get up off the couch when it started going dark or get out of bed to turn it off is worth its weight in gold. I do also like teaming up so you can make groups with your smart light bulbs and smart plugs. So I use that at Christmas time, and I just ask Lexi to turn on Christmas, and it will turn on all the Christmas lights and the tree and things, and then I can also say good night, and she'll turn all the lights off in that group. So those are really good. Okay, I need some more 5200. Where did I put my scissors? Over there. I do have a very old dryer sheet. I do need to get myself a new dryer sheet. It is no longer looking white. I am going to run them just in the dryer sheet, give it a little rub and pop them down like that. Oh, loads better. So yeah, they do have their place. I just think sometimes it's like too much in certain places. It's a bit of overload. Okay, doing these by block so that I can mark them off as I go. Ruth says my quilt block is beautiful. Thank you ever so much. Most of the quilting I actually did over this last weekend. I felt like I was cutting for an eternity, because I was cutting for an eternity. I did a lot of cutting for those blocks. So I do have all my initial cutting done. I also have some of my foundation paper piece blocks trimmed. Not all, but some. And I have done one more block. I finished the first design of block, which I did all 5, and then I've done one of another block because I spent most of my time just cutting. I did go to my favourite quilt shop though, because I decided it was about time I bought a decent cutting mat, rather than just making do with one from Hobbycraft. So yeah, I did go and get myself a decent cutting block. Saw my lovely lady, picked up some other bits while I was there, of course, because it's kind of rude not to. So yeah, that was good. I did get like half a day, I think, in of quilting on 2 of the days. So 1 day out of 3, not too bad. I also made myself a mini makeup bag after doing my first block. But yeah, be a couple of weekends before I get to do any more. It'll be launch prep this weekend, and then my brother's actually coming to the UK for a meeting thing, few days, different places within the UK for his work. So he will be here for a couple of days in a couple of weeks. So we'll see when I get some more done. Might be a while. Blossom Chops, she says some of her favourite Kindle books are available on Audible. She says, but the narrator they've used great so much that she can't bear to listen. Which I completely get. I do completely get. There are some books that are just not Audible worthy. She says, so she doesn't add it to her library. She says she's found that new authors' books work better for her because she hasn't got any preconceived notion. Yes, I do like to have a good nosy every now and then on the sort of freebies option on Audible. I've actually found a couple of good series through that one. But yeah, Tuesday is when my next JD Robb book is due out. I think that's also the same day there's a new Robert Galbraith book, which is not my favourite, but I do still enjoy the books, or at least listening to the books. They're pretty long, but yeah, I enjoy listening to those. So I'm sure I'll have a couple of books. What am I listening to now? Is it a Thomas Prescott? I want to say Thomas Prescott book. Oh, Thomas Prescott's the character in the book. I can't remember who the author is. But yeah, I was having a look through my series and seeing if there was any sort of new books out in series that I have enjoyed. So I'm currently listening to that one, waiting for Tuesday. Waiting for Tuesday. So I can listen to my JD Robb probably twice. I'll listen to it once and then I'll listen to it again just so that I can take in all the extra little bits rather than concentrating on the plot. Blossom Chops also says, she loves that quilt block, she says, and she's looking forward to seeing it completed. Thank you. It's going to take me a bit. I just don't have as much time. Or no, that's not fair. No, I do have time to do quilting and or diamond painting. So while I do end up working later most evenings, it's not all evenings, and I do try and make myself stop. However, I don't tend to have the get up and go. With it being so hot and just my period of time of life, sleeping is not something that my body decides it wants to do. So I do spend a lot of time lying in bed, not actually sleeping, or not getting anything done. But even when I do have time in an evenings, a lot of the time I just don't want to start quilting or start diamond painting. And I probably should, because I know I'd enjoy it when I did it. It's just the thought of moving off the couch that doesn't appeal to me. So I've had, my evenings have just more been spent sat on the couch doing a lot of nothing, which I suppose is good for me too. If that's what my body needs, what it's shouting out for, then that is what I'll do. Okay, well, it looks like we've placed at least a couple of 100 diamonds there, or at least close to, because I need another pack. Where did I put my dryer sheet? There it is. With a old drill packet attached. Get those in there. Give them a little rub, just to try and make sure they touch the sheet. And then I think this is the last comment on, it is the last comment on WIP and Waffles, is our Kim. She says, this tariff thing, she says, better be resolved by launch day. It is just. I did wonder about pushing launch back when I realised the clash of dates, but then I saw solutions getting put in place and thought, no, let's not. It might upset the apple cart on our side of things and the prep and the planning that we're doing for different things. But she says, so that you know what extra we US Zesties might have to pay, she says, so her order gets processed. A very small upcharge on postage unless you're ordering something that weighs more than 500 grams anyway. I think a couple of them have gone up by £1. I think it's the higher rates that haven't, because we do try and subsidise high rates of postage. We've got a cap on, every country's got a cap on the maximum that it will be, and if it's ordered over that, then we cover that anyway. But she says she loves her AMZ products. She says, and she'll be so grumpy if US orders get held up because the politicians drag their feet. Because they pass the work on to the rest of us. But she says, especially since diamond dust drills are being offered. She says, yippee. Yes, diamond dust drills are definitely being offered. There is loads of new colours. And I feel like they're good colours as well. Like, as I've been doing them and as I've looked at other paintings, or like the paint gem, we've got a list of all colours, and I've also looked at a few other paintings that I've sort of got, and I've been noticing, oh, I've got that in diamond dust now, oh, I've got that one in diamond dust now. So yeah, I do feel like it's a nice selection of colours, sort of fills in some gaps that weren't filled in before, and has a lot of those popular colours. So yes, but yes, everything is all set for the US, Kim. We are all set up on our side. The last couple of bits I need to do today is I need to put wordy bits in the free pattern downloads, and I need to give Megan the couple of free PDF downloads that I did the other day to make sure that we had just a few in there for people to be able to use on the blank canvases, and update my banner to confirm that shipping is now open to the US, as well as, of course, it's been recently reopened to all the EU. So yeah, we're now ticking all boxes we need to tick, so I can go back to working on other things I want to work on for the business. So yeah, everything is all good. And that brings us to the end of that section. So let me just zoom you out a bit. There was quite a bit of white on there. It's probably a good thing. It is nearly 2 o'clock now. Because I had to do lots of messing before I even got on the phone to Royal Mail this morning. So yeah, it is now 2 o'clock, and I need to see if I can get this edited and uploaded, is the key thing. Exported and uploaded by 4 o'clock. But doesn't she look gorgeous? She really, really does. She looks so good. We're getting so far. Where are we on? Oh, 47.11%. So we are close to halfway. We're not quite there yet, but we are definitely getting closer. And we do have a nice chunk of her finished. But thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much for your patience with me and the, I suppose, reduced amount of videos while I go through this crazy busy time. And yeah, normal service will resume soon enough. Have great fun at launch tonight. I hope you all get what you want. I know quite a few people have commented how they are loving the gift boxes. What we have done is when we've worked out the numbers for the gift boxes, we've worked out the maximum number we can do for each. And we're going to pop those up on the website. Because if we need to order more gift boxes, that's easy enough. That's UK. They'll come really quick. It's only if we have to start changing pens, potentially, that are in gift boxes. Only pens, really, that we're limited on numbers. So if certain one, and the bookcase one, we are limited on those diamond paintings. But once the likes of ones sell out with certain pens, if need be, I'll revisit and see if I can have different pens and change it up. But yeah, we're going to put all numbers up so that hopefully you can all get what you want. That's the one I'm kind of panicking about. Oh, and the tray, because the tray's limited. But yeah, I think gift boxes is the one I'm panicking about today. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all again soon.